In a recent video about Todd White claiming God told him to grow dreadlocks, I made a statement saying that because of the verse saying that it's a disgrace, a dishonor, or a shame for a man to have long hair, that Jesus most likely did not have long hair. For the most part, you guys seem to agree, but regardless if you did or not, this is not a salvation issue, so we can agree to disagree, or we can look at this a bit further. Two words people seem to confuse are Nazarene and Nazarite. Jesus was a Nazarene, being that he was from Nazareth. I'm a Canadian because I'm from Canada, but this has nothing to do with long hair. Now, the Nazarite vow is something different. First, let's look at what the Nazarite vow was, and then we'll see if Jesus was a Nazarite. The Nazarite vow is taken by individuals who have voluntarily dedicated themselves to God. The vow is a decision, an action and desire on the part of people whose desire is to yield themselves to God completely. By definition, the Hebrew word Nazir simply means to be separated or consecrated. We see the Nazarite vow in Numbers 6, 1-21, and it has 5 features. Number 1, it is voluntarily. It can be done by either men or women. It has a specific time frame. There are specific requirements and restrictions, and at its conclusion, a sacrifice is offered. We know of 3 people that took this vow: Samson, Samuel, and most conclude that John the Baptist did as well, based on the message from the angel in Luke 1. But after Jesus starts his ministry, we don't hear of anyone taking this vow again. Now, some of the guidelines and restrictions are mentioned in Numbers 6, verses 3-7. He is to abstain from wine and strong drink. He must not drink vinegar made from wine or strong drink, and he must not drink any grape juice or eat fresh grapes or raisins. All the days of his separation, he is not to eat anything that comes from the grapevine, not even the seeds or skins. All the days of the vow of his separation, no razor shall come upon his head, until the days are fulfilled for which he has separated himself to the Lord. He shall be holy. Then he shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. All the days that he separates himself to the Lord, he shall not go near a dead body. He shall not make himself unclean, even for his father or his mother, for his brother or his sister when they die, because his separation to God is on his head. And another thing to consider in regards to Jesus having long hair, we see that most busts of people in Rome in the 1st century had short hair, and we know from Isaiah 53:2 that he was an average-looking man. Scholars point out that the Bible also contains circumstantial evidence that Jesus did not have long hair. Perhaps the most telling is that when Judas betrayed Jesus, he had to identify Jesus by a kiss. That was the prearranged signal Judas had given so that the guards could identify Jesus. Why did Judas have to do that? Because Jesus looked just like any other average man of his day, and they wouldn't have been able to identify him if Judas hadn't betrayed him with that kiss. And the Gospels tell us that on at least 2 occasions, Jesus slipped away into the crowds when people were trying to kill him. He was able to escape harm because he was simply an average-looking man of his day and blended in with other people around him. So did Jesus take the Nazarite vow? No. For one, Jesus drank from the grapevine. We see this in Luke, and when he said he would no longer drink of the fruit of this vine until we were with him in his Father's kingdom. Number 2, we see that Jesus touched the coffin of a dead man in Luke 7 when he raised him from the dead. And number 3, Jesus touched a dead girl in Luke 8 when he held the child's hand. So in conclusion, we see that Jesus could not have been a Nazarite in the sense of Numbers 6, 1-6, since he drank alcohol and approached the dead, and most likely he did not have long hair as well. But that's it for today. As always, leave your thoughts and comments below, and until next time, take care and God bless.